What's up, Warriors, and welcome to the third ever episode of NK Connect. I'm your host, Daniel Idette. To start off today's episode, we're going to go to Ethan and Abby with Quarantine Diaries.
Okay. Phoebe, why are your siblings getting on your nerves?
Because the little kids keep fighting, or they either love each other or they hate each other. So they're either fighting or playing with each other, and it's just getting on my nerves because when they fight, they get so annoying anyway.
Mary, how have you been with Tess?
Oh, great. It's great. Since we're so close in age, we get along well. I annoy her all the time, which she's used to it. But yeah, I think my animals are getting annoyed of me, though, because I keep bothering them, too.
This episode of NK Connect, we decided to come out with a new segment. So let's go to Allison with Binge Review.
Guys, it's Allison, and I'm so tired of being stuck at home. And since I'm pretty sure most of you feel the exact same way, I'm bringing to you a list of 10 of my favorite movies and shows from both Netflix and Disney Plus that I think are totally worth it at this time. First up on my Netflix list is The Vampire Diaries. 145 years after they're turned into vampires during a vampire hunt, Stefan and Damon Salvatore return home to a small town called Mystic Falls. Stefan returns to meet Elena Gilbert, who has an uncanny resemblance to his and his brother's old love, Catherine Pierce. Damon returns to follow his brother and give him the eternity of misery that he promised, but they both soon find out that the war is not yet over. Second on the list is Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. Netflix's latest true crime documentary dives into the world of wildcats and enthusiasts in an exploration of one man's path from attention-seeking zoo owner to convicted criminal. Next up is That 70s Show, a comedy revolving around a group of friends, their mishaps, and their coming of age set in 1970s Wisconsin. Eric Foreman is a typical high school student growing up in Wisconsin in 1976 with his family and his friends. Fourth on my list of Netflix shows is V-Wars. V-Wars follows the story of physician-scientist Dr. Luther Swan and his best friend Michael Fane as they face the evolving crisis of a deadly outbreak that fractures society into opposing factions, potentially escalating to a future war between humans and vampires. Last but not least on this list is Tiny House Nation. It's an American reality television series, a tiny house movement-inspired series which features renovation experts who assist families around the country building their desired houses that are no bigger than 500 square feet. Moving on to my Disney Plus list, I have Boy Meets World first. Boy Meets World is a sitcom about a boy, Corey Matthews, and his journey to adulthood. With him are his best friend, Sean Hunter, his girlfriend, Topanga Lawrence, his charming yet silly older brother, Eric, and his teacher and next-door neighbor, George Feeney. Second is High School Musical, the musical, the series. Set as a fictionalized version of East High School, the school at which the original movie was filmed, the series follows a group of teenage theater enthusiasts who participate in staging of High School Musical, the musical, as their school production. Third, I've got Dr. Dolittle. After a fender bender, Dr. John Dolittle gets back his childhood ability to converse with animals, but the gift turns out to be a mixed blessing when the good doctor finds himself besieged by boozing monkeys, injured owls, and depressed lions who need his special assistance. When Dolittle's strange behavior catches the attention of his wife, Lisa, he ends up in a mental institution. Luckily, he has some animal help on his hairy situation. Fourth on the list is Frankenweenie. Young Victor Frankenstein is a science nerd and outsider at school, but he does have one good friend, his dog Sparky. Then tragedy strikes, and Sparky shuffles off this mortal coil. Victor's heartbroken, but a science teacher gives him an idea of how to jolt old Sparky back to life. The experiment is successful and all goes well until Victor's fellow students steal his secret and use it to resurrect other dead animals with monstrous consequences. And last but not least, I'm sure most of you have watched, but I have Avengers Endgame. Adrift in space with no food or water, Tony Stark sends a message to Pepper Potts as his oxygen supply starts to dwindle. Meanwhile, the remaining Avengers, Thor, Black Widow, Captain America, and Bruce Banner, must figure out a way to bring back their vanquished allies for an epic throwdown with Thanos, the evil demigod who decimated the planet and the universe. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope your quarantine goes well. Bye.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Wear Zone. I'm Dalton Muir. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there hasn't been a lot of sports to report as of late. With Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb putting in the order for all schools to stay closed for the rest of the year, it effectively ended the chance for spring sports to be played. It also abruptly ended basketball season. After sectionals were completed, the decision was made to be played for regionals to be played without fans in attendance. But unfortunately, with many schools shutting down, the IHSAA decided to cancel the rest of the tournament. The first time in history that the Indiana Basketball State Tournament has been. It wasn't just for high school. NCAA's March Madness was planned to do the same thing, but it got canceled as well. Many other major sports leagues, such as the MLB, NBA, and NHL, have postponed their events to later dates. I know there's a lot of you who miss sports out there. I know I do. But just remember, stay calm, stay safe, stay strong. This will pass, and sports will be back. Alright, well that's going to do it for the Warrior Zone. Until next time, I'm Zoltan Eber.
And now for school news. Last week, we decided to give you guys virtual spirit days. Monday was meme day, Tuesday was TV and movie day, Wednesday was Jersey day, Thursday was throwback, and Friday was occupation day. Our winners from last week were Ainsley Roderick, Chloe Lewis, and Allison Keller. We would like to thank everyone that participated last week. In other news, we will be having a contest on our NK Connect Instagram page. It is NK_Connect. The contest is to see who knows the teachers the best. We got some teachers to submit photos of their shadows. Whatever student in grades 7th through 12th that gets the most right will be mentioned in next episode. Alright, Warriors, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching the third ever episode of NK Connect. Stay inside and stay safe. See you guys next time.